I fucking love water. Anybody else? Just me? Alright. Hi! Welcome. Why do I do that? I swing everything this way every time. Hi! Welcome back to another video. So, we're here today. We've made it to the end of this fucking year. Guys, I said that weird. Oh, best believe I'm ready for a new year. I'm ready for a switch up. Do you know what I mean? We have in fact made it to the end of 2020 and what a fucking year it's been, right? Today, as you've seen in the title, that's why you clicked on this video, we are gonna be, well, I am gonna be listing my top 10 favourite albums of this year. Now, I've literally been thinking all year about this. Well, since I started music reactions in May. And I've been thinking every time I do an album reaction, where does this kind of rank in my head, right? And let me just tell you, this ranking has changed a lot. I found this so hard. I didn't want to make any rash decisions. I wanted it to be really true to me, myself, and I. Right? So we have got 10. I could have done 15, but I thought, no, come on, let's make this short, sweet. Let's really give them the best of the best, in my opinion. So, no matter where an album has been ranked on this, it means it is a sickening album. Absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt. I love it. Okay, let's just get into it, because I'm not sure how long this is going to take. In at number 10, we have Future Nostalgia by the one and only Dua Lipa. Now, I feel like some of you might be on my ass about that, because I know that Future Nostalgia really has connected with a lot of you. I've seen, obviously, like, do you know when the whole 2020 Spotify Wrapped thing came out? I know that Future Nostalgia was, like, towards the top of everyone's. Personally, it's not my favourite, clearly, because it's number 10. It's obviously a really good album, that's why it's on this list, but there is some tracks, they have gone old, and I think that's due to being overplayed. Like, for example, Levitating. She keeps bringing it out with, like, remixes, with different features, different music videos. I'm ready for a switch up, right? Like, this album is strong. This is what I'm trying to say. I just wish she would have maybe given us more promo or, like, made more singles out of the songs on that album. But I think it's a great album. I do. That's why it's on the list. But yeah, that's why she's in at number 10. Woo! I already feel like that's not a great start for me. I feel like some of yous are going to be angry about that. But you know what? It's, in my opinion, it's just my choice. Right, next on my list, we do have at number 9, Heaven and Hell by Miss Ava Max. Now, the reason why she's in at number 9 is because I love the songs, obviously, that's why she's on here. There's not one bad song on this album, but I think lyrically, we could have gone a bit deeper. Whenever I'm feeling in a boppy mood, this is an album for me, like, because it is back to back bops. Like, I would have liked a few deep cuts, because now I know she's got the vocals. Do you know what I mean? That's why she's there. Yeah? How's that? So, in at number 2, no, fucking number 2. In at number, what number is it? In at number 8, we do have Chromatica. Now, in my opinion, Chromatica and Ava Max's are very, very similar. Both full of bangers. Both very, very good. But the reason why Chromatica is just above is because I feel like within that, we have a bit more of deep lyrical content, right? I just feel like lyrically, Chromatica has slightly more substance than Ava Max's, and that's why it's slightly above. But I was torn. Mind the pun. I was torn in between Chromatica and Ava Max's album, I gotta say. So, that's why that's there. Next one, so in at number 7, we have Ungodly Hour by Miss Chloe and Halle. Now, I love this album. I was listening to it literally just before filming. It's got some great tracks. I think there's literally, like, maybe one track on there that I don't tend to gravitate towards. Okay. But the rest are of such a good standard, like, fuck me. And like, once again, we have deep lyrical content, we have great production, we have the bops, we have the ballads, we have it all with this album. And I think for their second album, I'm just like, wow, what a great standard. And their vocals, let's just say, their vocals are literally second to none. Even live, they are incredible live. Guys, I feel like I'm saying the same thing for every album, but I mean, it is what it is. I just love all these albums, alright? Next, in at number 6? Yeah. In at number 6, we have The Weeknd, After Hours. Now, this is the first album I heard from The Weeknd. I've still not heard more, but I think I might cover some more in the future. Going into this album, I didn't know what I was going to think. I didn't know if I was going to fuck with it or whether I was going to hate it. I really had no idea. And then literally instantly from my reaction, I loved it. The storytelling, the lyrics are what do it for me. Once again, we had great production. I feel like this album as a whole was a very cinematic album. So that's the reason why The Weeknd is number 6. This was one of the albums where I was like kind of confused as to where to put it. The reason why I didn't put it higher was because although I love the album, I don't find myself choosing to listen to it much because it is one of those albums that like I like to listen to it top to bottom, submerge myself in the whole project. Do you know what I mean? If I haven't got the time, then I won't find myself choosing to listen to like one-off songs as much. But when I do listen to it all in one session, it is an experience, best believe. So that's why that's there. This didn't take us half as long as I thought it was going to. In at number 5, we do have Conan Gray's album, Kid Crow, his debut album. Now, I gotta say, when this album first came out, I didn't choose to listen to it straight away. I, for some reason, didn't really give it much of a chance, like off the bat. I think the first time I fully listened to the album was definitely second half of the year. I'd go as far as to say, like last 25% of this year, maybe from September onwards. But once I did, fuck yeah. It kind of explores different genres, which I fuck with. It's a very experimental album, and for his debut album, I'm like, you know what? I'm excited to see what he does next. Absolutely great album, okay? And once again, lyrics. You'll notice throughout all these albums are kind of really good lyrically, because I fucking bomb lyrics. And also I do like production too. Anyway, we're into the top 5 now. Next, in at number 4, we have Confetti. The reason why it's at number 4, because once again, this was another one where I was just like, where do I put it in terms of top half of my ranking? Yeah. I chose to put it at number 4 because the 6 tracks that they released before the album dropped, I don't listen to them half as much, and that's because obviously we've had them so much longer. Compared to an album that I got given all in one, and I've got, say, 14 tracks to experience, I think that's the reason why it seemed a bit old to me already. But best believe those 7 tracks that we got given are some of their best, truly. I feel like I'm gonna get people coming for me for that one as well. I mean, number 4 on my ranking's still fucking high. Yes, let's not go fucking crazy here. Next, in at number 3 is Miley Cyrus's Plastic Hearts. Now I'll tell you pourquoi, right? When I listened to it, I loved it straight away. It was an instant grab. Since I have listened to this album so many times, because it's a perfect length, for one. I feel like it's not too long, it's definitely not too short. We've got a good amount of tracks. Once again, I think we literally had like 2 of the tracks. We had Prisoner and Midnight Sky, didn't we? And obviously the covers, but I don't really count them as the album. I think that's kind of all we had before the album dropped, which I think is a really good like rollout. It's one of those albums where I don't feel like I need to sit down and like listen to the whole thing all as one. Like every single one of these tracks stands alone for me. Like a lot of them are in my playlist, and if they just come on, that's my fix, right? So that's why Plastic Heart is... Oh, am I alright? I don't think I am. I'm nervous. Hopefully you can all just like get on board with this being my opinion, right? Oh, guys, we're at top 2. We're at top 2. So, in at number 2, now this was another album where I was really confused as to where to put it. It's Positions by Ariana. Now I know this album is not for everybody. Some people don't necessarily like her more R&B stuff. I'm not one of those people. I bum it. I bummed it as soon as we got the album. In my opinion, it's her best work. I love it so much. There's not one song in this album that I will skip. Not one. Once again, same kind of vibe as Miley's though, because it's not necessarily a storytelling album. I feel like I can listen to this album like random tracks whenever. I just love it. There's so many songs on this album that are so strong and make me feel some kind of way, right? I love Hoary and I'm not alright. I love hoary Ariana. I think it's gorgeous. It's my favourite kind of thing. But once again, we still had the deep cuts, we had some ballads, but we had the hornier tracks, we had the R&B tracks. Why am I getting stuffy? But yeah, overall, and once again, we got given that whole album more or less straight away. We had Positions one week, then the next week we had the rest of the album. It's a 14-track album. Do you know what I mean? So it was all just like one big punch of brilliance. Now I will say, like between those three, Positions, Plastic Hearts and Confetti, they were the three that I was just like rearranging constantly. I was like, I don't know where to put these albums. I really do not. Actually no, I'd say these top four were the four that I kept switching out and and it's because they are so fucking good. But yeah, so that's that. Now, number one on my list for 2020 is a tie, and that is Folklore and Evermore by Miss Taylor Swift. Now, I did not think, when I heard about Folklore coming out, I did not think that is going to be my top album of the year. I didn't. The reason obviously why I've tied it is because they are essentially the exact same album. Evermore is just a continuation in Folklore. She is so smart. I love this era and this phase of Taylor's career. I think it's beautiful. I think this is her best yet. For me personally, I know once again, this is not going to be everyone's opinion. A lot of people I know don't necessarily like Folklore and Evermore as much as they like her other stuff, right? I completely understand that. But for me and my taste, Folklore and Evermore are her best projects. Hands down, without a shadow of a doubt. It's an album that is an experience when you listen to it top to bottom, but it's also an album that I can listen to certain tracks just randomly because they do still stand alone and strong, and I love them. It's just a whole experience. It's cinematic. It's the storytelling. The storytelling for me is what did it. And I know that I didn't necessarily get the story right in the second one or the first one. I didn't even know we had a story in the first one. But in my mind, I don't really care because I like the link that I made and I kind of still go with that. The thing is, I just think it was brilliant to do, obviously, a storytelling album of like fictional characters that then some tracks also tie into your own life and you can make connections here, there and everywhere. And I just think these two albums are just so good because they allow you to kind of make what you want out of the album, if that makes sense. It was just a great phase for her. I hope she gives us a third. I hope she makes it a trilogy. I don't know. I just think it's gorgeous, okay? I do have some honourable mentions, so I feel like I will give you those as well. Definitely Charlie XCX's How I'm Feeling Now. I think that's what it is. That was really close to being on the list. If I was to do 15, that would have been on the list. Rare by Selena Gomez, love that album. Disco by Kylie Minogue, great album, but that's definitely an album where I have to be in a particular mood. And another honourable mention is definitely Shawn Mendes's. He literally was number 11 on my list, but I took him off. Is that kind of it for honourable mentions of albums? So that's that. This is this little video. I'm not sure how long this is going to be. Maybe not very long, but I know it's a lot of talking. So maybe it is going to be quite long. I don't fucking know. I love ranking shit. I expect 2 more videos that include rankings. I'm going to do top 20 songs, and I'm also going to do top 10 music videos. So they'll be coming probably tomorrow and the day after. Hopefully you understand my opinion. I'm not necessarily going to ask you to agree with me because I know everyone's opinions on albums especially is very different, just down to personal taste. Do you know what I mean? But as long as you can understand where I'm coming from and my reasons, then that's fine. But I mean, if you want to let me know that I'm a dickhead and tasteless down in the comments, feel free. Don't bother me. Got a thick skin, huns. But yeah, I'll see you tomorrow with another video, hopefully, if these are going up the way I want them to go up. But yeah, this brings us to the end of this video. If you did enjoy, please do like, comment and subscribe. I'd love to have you here. Check me out on social media, they'll be on the screen here, and I will hopefully remember to put them in the description box below. Fully links, so you can check them out there. I'll be back soon with another video. Until then, love you guys lots. Goodbye.